Let's start with a simple and straightforward activity. While it's going to be simple and straightforward, that doesn't mean it won't be hard. That's what she said. Just couldn't resist that one. You wouldn't have respected me if I didn't say it. Where was I? Oh, yeah. Take a look at this picture and tell me whether you see 4 or 3 bars. While you think about this, let me share what started me down this road. The other day, I was just scrolling through YouTube, minding my own business, and Silver Dragon pops up on my screen with a thumbnail titled King. And the video is about why rounds are best for stacking. Now, if you've been around for a while, you know how I feel about bars, and especially big bars. So you know this video caught my attention and made me click. Now, let me be very clear, because I don't want y'all starting no mess and getting me in trouble with Silver Dragons or his followers. Let me just say, the numbers aren't in our favor, y'all. And I don't have any interest in trying to be the Stackers University version of the 300. In fact, I really enjoy Silver Dragons' content. He's one of the first people I started to watch on YouTube. While I just can't imagine anyone hasn't seen his videos or channel, I'll link to his video in the description. Okay, just to make sure that we are very clear, say it with me, folks. We do not have any beef with Silver Dragons. No, not that kind of beef. You know what I meant. Reasonable people can have different perspectives, and sometimes it can be hard to determine who's quote unquote right. It's kind of like the picture of the bars I just showed you. Some of you saw 4 bars and some of you saw 3 bars, but who's right? Well, the same can be said about the bars versus rounds debate. Now, of course, I think I'm right, but ultimately, we'll let you decide. His premise is pretty straightforward. He made 3 main points. 1, that 1-ounce rounds are more recognizable and liquid, making them sell easier. 2, size, and that 1 ounce is the most common size, and you can simply sell 1 ounce at a time if you need to, but you can't do that with a bar. And 3, price. He then goes on to mention that he purchased the rounds from Pimbex. Now, y'all all know I rock with the fellas over at Pimbex. Shout out to my boys. I would say your names, but I don't want to have all the ladies calling y'all asking for you by name now. I will say that Silver Dragons did get that right. Pimbex is the place to go online. The prices are usually the best or in the top 3 of the online dealers. At any rate, there's no easy way of saying this, but bars are absolutely the best item for stacking, and I will prove it. Well, let me give you one quick disclaimer. The best silver, gold, or platinum is the one with the lowest premium and spread. Period. End of the sentence. But bars are really what you want to be stacking, and let me give you the reasons, 5 of them in particular. 1, cost effectiveness. Under normal market conditions, I'm not talking about during sales, but normal market conditions, you typically can buy around for about $3 to $3.50 over spot, while a 5-ounce, 10-ounce bars go anywhere from $2.50 to $3 over spot. I'm leaving out kilos, even though those are my preferred size, and I actually hate to admit this, but 5-ounce and 10-ounce bars are definitely the sweet spot. That means off the bat, you're getting more ounces for your dollars by simply buying a bar. Remember, stacking is a game of weight, meaning ounces in your hand. Number 2, selling. When it comes to selling, the liquidity argument just doesn't work because all dealers are always buying, period. Yes, I will agree that you can't break up a bar and sell it in a smaller denomination, but let's be honest. When are you ever going to sell a single ounce or 2? It's not like you're going to go sell your silver so you can go grab dinner at Chipotle. Number 3, another aspect of sellers is that you typically get paid the same for generic rounds as you do for bars, so that's pretty much a wash. 4, storage. One of the things that drives me nuts about rounds is that they come in a variety of sizes, which can make storage a little more of a pain in the butt. While the same is true for bars, all you really need to do is throw your bars on top of each other and move on. Plus, you never have to worry about having enough of or the right size tubes to hold them in. Now, point number 5 is the real reason why I'm doing this video and the danger behind rounds and coins that most people don't understand, and that is psychology and emotionality. This is where rounds become dangerous. As a poker player, I have to admit, having a handful of rounds is far more fun than holding a bar. And we have to admit also that until recently, bars were pretty boring and ugly. For the most part, they were basically chunks of metal with a name and a weight stamped on them. That aside, I want to turn your attention to a phenomenal book entitled The Behavioral Investor by Daniel Crosby. One of the key messages from the book is in order to be a successful investor, you must understand how your brain works. As you hear me preach often, investing is about what's in your head, or as Rick Rule says oh so well, it's about what's to the right of your left ear and to the left of your right ear. In previous videos, I've also talked to you about advertising and how they are some of the smartest people when it comes to understanding the psychology of a consumer. Their marketing genius is incredible. While it may not be obvious, the act of buying is often influenced by social psychology, as we may often think that we're buying what we need, but the research suggests that we are more inclined to buy more expensive items as a way to elevate ourselves above others or to create a more pleasurable buying experience. And it's all about perception. This is where dopamine, the happy hormone, comes into play. The official name for this is the Veblen effect, also referred to as conspicuous consumption, as it is the tendency for people to buy luxury goods as a way of signaling their wealth or status to others. Veblen argued that people are not always rational consumers, and they often make purchasing decisions based on social and cultural factors rather than economic ones. Simply put, the desire for social status and recognition is a significant motivator. Many people want to be seen as successful or wealthy, and they believe that buying expensive items is a way to achieve this. This may also fuel pressure from their peers or society at large to keep up with the latest trends in fashion. A study published in the Journal of Consumer Psychology found that individuals who own luxury items experienced a boost in their self-esteem and perceived themselves as more powerful and confident. This phenomenon is also referred to as self-signaling, where the possession of luxury items become a way of affirming the identity and status to both you and others. This is partly why I believe there is a danger associated with rounds that doesn't exist at the same level with bars. The danger connected to rounds has almost nothing to do with the round and has everything to do with what motivates you and what makes you believe it's a better decision to spend the extra money. That extra 50 cents to $1 per ounce over 1,000 ounces is $500 to $1,000, which is easily another 40 ounces that could be in your stack going up in value with the price. This is why I prefer bars and bigger bars, because it reduces the potential for me to lose focus on the ultimate goal, which for me is to get as much metal as I can for my dollars. Rounds and coins have this great potential to motivate you to spend more because of quote unquote how cool or nice they are, or how good they look, or the latest release. And think about that. How many times you've seen that on other channels where you've seen coins, you're like, oh my God, I want one of those, because of the impact that has on you. It's like people buying 89 or 91 octane gas when it has zero benefit on your vehicle if your vehicle only requires 87. Yet we see people do this every day. In a study conducted by scientists at California Institute of Technology, Caltech, and Stanford showed that people not only believe that the taste of the wine is better if you tell them that it's more expensive, but an MRI of their brain revealed that they enjoyed the wine more when they thought it was more expensive. I mean, that's fascinating. A study published in the Journal of Marketing in 2016 found that the two biggest reasons why people buy luxury items and luxury goods, and they are driven by the desire to make a statement about themselves and their superiority. I hate to say this, but we have become socialized to view more expensive items and experiences as being higher quality, more exclusive, or just a better experience. This is referred to as the marketing placebo effect. Ultimately, we have become convinced that the price of something reflects its value. I believe this partly explains why it's so challenging for investors to buy more of a stock when the price goes down, or why people wait until the price goes up in order to start buying. It's because they need price validation. While this video and conversation is about why you should buy bars over rounds, please don't miss the really important message about understanding why and what drives you to make your purchasing decisions day in and day out. While we focused on bars versus round debate, and even though I prefer bars, please take these two key pieces of information with you. One, buying the item with the best spread is the only decision that really matters, because buying more silver and gold is rarely a bad idea. And two, if you pay more attention to the psychology behind your daily buying habits, you'll actually save more money, which will allow you to buy more silver, gold, and other investments, which is far more important. This is why I end every video with always stack smarter and never stop learning. My wish for you is that you get all the wonderful things life has to offer you. You will get those things if you are more conscientious and intentional with your fiat dollars and how you spend them, because every dollar that touches your hand is an employee. And you need to make sure your employees go out and get you more employees and not get spent somewhere else where they become employees for someone else, just because you think a $15 bottle of wine is better than a bottle of $2 Chuck. As a reminder and a commitment to this idea of valuing your fiat money, not for the sake of it being fiat money, but for the sake of your finances in general and for what you can do with it, in the comment section, I want you to remind yourself and make a commitment by typing "every dollar is an employee." And I will respond with, "It's time we make them work for us." Also, feel free to share a luxury item that you paid for or bought that just wasn't worth it in hindsight. And listen, I don't want y'all making any mean jokes in the comments like, "I bought an ex-wife," though I might have to agree with you on that one. Or simply put an A+ in the comment section so that everyone knows that you always stack smarter and never stop learning.